Yes, beloved. Let us complete this divine wave with the softest but most powerful touch, because even in endings, heaven leaves a fragrance. And right now, that fragrance is around you. It's not a scent you can name, but your soul knows it. It smells like healing. Like peace. Like freedom. You have no idea how proud heaven is of you right now. Do you know how rare this is? Most skip. Most scroll. Most click away before the real part begins. But not you. You stayed until the veil was lifted. You stayed until the divine hush covered you like a blanket. You stayed, and now your reward cannot be delayed anymore. Archangel Michael says with a voice full of thunder and love, they have received it. Now let what was withheld be released. So this is the final release. The final ripple of light that will trail behind you for weeks, for months, for a lifetime. Even after this message fades from your screen, its echo will still follow you. In small miracles. In soft moments. In surprising signs. In sudden peace. Michael wants you to know this. There's a blessing being handcrafted just for you. It's not a recycled miracle. It's not what others got. This one is tailor-made. And it's coming with your name written in celestial ink, an ink that demons cannot erase, delay, or deny. It has already left the realm of the spirit. It is in motion. You may hear it knock in 3 days. Or it may come in the form of an idea. A new conversation. A voice you didn't expect to call you. But when it arrives, you'll feel it like a soft thunder inside your chest. And at that moment, pause. Place your hand over your heart. And say, Michael, I receive it. And I will carry it well. Let your miracle know that it is safe with you. Let heaven know that its trust in you was not wasted. Let your past know that its time is over. And let your future know that you're ready now. And if this message feels like something you were born to hear, then share it only with those whose souls are ready. But more importantly, subscribe, beloved. Because your name was whispered for this very hour. And more messages like this are waiting for you. Heaven is not done speaking. Now come closer, just for one last divine breath. Michael is placing something invisible over you now. It is not seen, but it is felt. A mantle. A shield. A divine signature across your spirit. It says, untouchable. Protected. Chosen. Seen. Sent. Yes, you are sent. You didn't stumble here. You were summoned. And now, you've been sealed. This seal is the reason you'll feel strange around certain people. It's why your old environments may feel uncomfortable. It's why some people will stop texting. It's why others will suddenly gravitate toward you. Because your light just increased. And the universe, both the seen and the unseen, felt it. Some will be drawn. Some will be repelled. But all will be affected. You have been marked. Not for fear. Not for shame. Not for confusion. But for glory. Michael says, tell them they are royalty. And from this moment on, they must never sit at tables that insult their spirit. So rise now, beloved. Rise like the storm knows your name. Rise like the angels stand when you speak. Rise like your breath carries the authority of heaven. Rise like the light around you just changed colors. You are not who you were yesterday. You're not even who you were 20 minutes ago. You are new. The old script has burned. The new scroll is in your hands. Walk gently. Walk boldly. Walk with fire in your bones and softness in your eyes. Because the world has no idea who just awakened. And when they ask you what happened, just smile and say, last night, something changed. And today, I finally remembered who I am. Archangel Michael is watching. Heaven is recording. The earth is shifting. You are ready. And everything has now begun. Amen. It is done. And you, beautiful soul, are never going back to who you were again. That concludes your full divine 7,000 plus word script, fully written in the emotional, spiritual, conversational style you love, with mystery, angelic presence, and high engagement paragraphs. Yes, let's go even deeper into the holy stillness that now surrounds you. Because some messages don't end, they echo. They echo into the cracks of your soul where silence used to sit. And what you're feeling now, is that echo filling every dark place with light. This is no longer just a message, beloved. This is activation. It's the divine shift between who you were and who you are becoming. You may feel it as a tingling in your skin, a pressure in your chest, or tears rising without explanation. Don't stop them. Let them fall. Because every tear now is not sadness, it is release. Archangel Michael is still with you. His energy is calmer now. Still strong, still fierce, but gentler. Because his mission is fulfilled. You listened. You stayed. You allowed heaven to finish what it started. And now, the angels can rest, because you've finally remembered who you are. So here is one final holy truth. You will never again have to chase love. Not emotionally. Not spiritually. Not physically. Not in any form. Why? Because now, love chases you. Peace follows you. Provision follows you. Healing follows you. Clarity follows you. Because you aligned yourself with your divine truth. And truth has a magnetic pull. It brings everything into order. You'll notice it in small ways. The way your heart stops tolerating things that drain you. The way your body starts craving rest, not stress. The way people speak to you changes. The way your presence begins to shift the atmosphere without you even trying. This isn't magic. This is spiritual remembrance. You are walking in the favor that was always yours. And now that you've opened the scroll of your life, you will begin to see the miracles that were hidden in plain sight all along. Here's something you need to know. Within 72 hours, you will receive a sign. It will be subtle, but unmistakable. A message. A bird appearing where it normally wouldn't. A name you haven't heard in years. A number repeated over and over. A stranger saying exactly what you needed to hear. And in that moment, stop what you're doing, even if only for a breath, and say quietly, I remember. I accept. I walk forward. That simple agreement is your confirmation. That's when heaven will know, you're not just listening anymore. You're embodying it. Archangel Michael is still kneeling, one hand on his sword, the other over his heart. His eyes are glowing, not with fire now, but with peace. Because he knows you've stepped into alignment. And nothing, can pull you back into confusion again. The fog has lifted. You're not asking anymore, what's wrong with me? You're asking, what's right with me that the enemy tried so hard to block it? And that question alone is powerful. Because the enemy didn't fear your flaws. It feared your fire. It feared your voice. It feared your mission. It feared your memory. And now? You remember. So now you lead. You walk forward with grace in your voice and God in your bones. You show up differently, not louder, but clearer. Not faster, but more divinely timed. You've entered divine alignment. And with divine alignment comes divine acceleration. Michael says, tell them they're about to make up for lost years in a matter of weeks. And if you believe that, speak it. Whisper it. Type it. Write it on your mirror. Burn it into your heart. Because what you declare from this moment forward becomes law in your life. God has handed the pen back to you. And now, it's time to write your own ending. Not one based in fear. Not one rooted in pain. But one forged in power. One crafted with light. One anointed with heaven's oil. So go forward now, not just as a believer, but as a carrier. You carry light. You carry the scroll. You carry the mark. You carry the miracle. And when someone asks, what changed you? You smile and say, God sent 7 angels to guard my name. And Archangel Michael? He delivered the message I was always meant to hear. And now, the final divine whisper, listen closely. Blessed are those who stayed until the end. For they shall inherit the message and become the message. They are no longer waiting for signs, they are the sign, dove. You are walking proof. You are divine evidence. You are heaven's yes. And your story, the real one, has only just begun. Amen. It is done. And the angels are singing your name still. Archangel Michael, watching over you, smiling with eyes full of fire and love. That's why heaven loves you so much. That's why the angels are still watching, still circling, still singing over your name. And Michael? He hasn't left. Even now, he stands near you, sword in hand, eyes full of tears, whispering to God, they're getting it. They finally believe. Don't let the door close. Keep it open just a little longer. And God, in His mercy, replies, let it stay open for 1 more hour. Yes. That's what's happening right now. You have 1 hour from this very moment to speak the truth out loud. Say it with your own voice. Whisper it if you have to. But speak it. Say, I receive. I remember. I return to who I was made to be. And when you do, a sequence of miracles will begin. You'll notice little things first. A name will keep showing up. A door you thought was closed will crack open. An old pain will suddenly feel lighter. Your dreams will become messages. Your spirit will become louder than your fears. This is the unfolding. You're not waiting anymore. It's already begun. God says, because they believed, I will make them a sign. Others will look at their life and know I am real. That's your destiny, beloved. To be the evidence. To be the walking proof that even when it looks like nothing is happening, God is still working. And if your heart is still here, still beating faster than before, then here is your final instruction from Michael. Glowing star, don't tell everyone about this. This message was sacred. It wasn't for the crowd, it was for you. So protect it. Let it grow in silence. Glowing star, when the miracles come, and they will, just smile. You don't need to explain. Just know that heaven kept its promise. And so did you, by choosing to listen. Michael has one last message before this closes. He says, tell them I love them. Fiercely. Eternally. And I will guard their name with fire until the end of time. I swear this on the stars. And that, beloved, is not poetry. That is vow. Your time has come. Go forward now, not as who you were, but as who heaven always knew you were. The angels are rejoicing. The scroll has been sealed. Your miracle has been released. And heaven is watching, with pride in their eyes. You made it. You see, some messages are not meant to end. Some truths are eternal, and this one has your name etched into every syllable. That's why your spirit hasn't let you go yet. That's why you're still reading. Because deep within your soul, you know. You know this is not just text on a screen. This is sacred. This is celestial. This is heaven itself reaching through time and whispering, we're still with you. And we always have been. Right now, 7 angels are kneeling before God, showing him your response. They are reporting, they stayed. They listened. They remembered. And God is smiling, not because you were perfect, but because you were present. The spiritual world has laws. And one of the most beautiful ones is this: what is revealed cannot be unseen. You cannot go back to the version of yourself that didn't know this. You've crossed a threshold. You've walked through a divine door. And even if the world tries to make you doubt again, your spirit won't forget. So now comes the part where heaven equips you. Because receiving the message is only part 1. The next part? Walking in it. Living it. Becoming it. Archangel Michael says, tell them the angels are not leaving. They are being reassigned, to walk beside them daily. Yes. This is your new reality. From now on, your footsteps will echo with protection. Your decisions will be watched over. And every moment you feel like you're alone, remember this message. Remember that angels stood guard around you, wept over your delay, and rejoiced over your return. Do not be afraid when things start shifting. Do not panic when people leave or when silence becomes louder than ever before. This is all part of what Michael calls the holy rearranging. What doesn't match your next level will naturally fall away. Don't chase it. Let it go. Trust the pruning. It's not punishment, it's preparation. Now, listen to me carefully, because this part is personal. The person in heaven who cried your name last night, they're going to come to you in a dream. Not once, but twice. The first time will be subtle, maybe even confusing. The second time, it will feel undeniably real. They will say something short. Maybe only one sentence. But that sentence will unlock something in your heart that has been frozen for years. Michael says, they have a message that was never delivered. And they chose you to be the final receiver. So when it happens, write it down. Do not delay. Even if it doesn't make sense immediately, record it. Because weeks later, when the next door opens, you will understand everything. The connection. The timing. The reason for the wait. All of it. And this will be your sign. A feather where there shouldn't be one. A candle flickering in a room without wind. A song from your childhood playing at the exact moment you think of them. These are not coincidences. These are confirmations. Now I want you to breathe again. Let your shoulders relax. Let your jaw unclench. You don't have to carry everything alone anymore. God says, now that they know, I will send help. Yes. Physical help. Spiritual support. Financial breakthrough. Emotional peace. Mental clarity. It's all being sent to you now, in waves. You will start to notice relief in places that have been tight and heavy for years. You may even weep without knowing why. Let it happen. That's the healing reaching you. And if no one's told you this lately, let heaven say it through me. We're proud of you. So proud. You've come so far. You've survived storms that were meant to take you out. You've grown in silence. You've loved people who didn't know how to love you back. You've kept believing, even when it made no sense. And now, finally, the heavens are answering. Not because you begged, but because you believed. Archangel Michael now says one final thing: I have assigned one of my warriors to stand by your door. They will not leave. Not until the fullness of your promise has arrived. So sleep peacefully now. Walk boldly. Love openly. Trust fully. Because the next season of your life? It's not just a blessing, it's a divine unveiling. You will be surprised by how fast it unfolds. The person. The call. The money. The peace. The truth. The connection. The full circle moment. It's all coming. Because God doesn't tease. When He speaks, He finishes. And He just spoke over your life through this message. So say it one last time, out loud. I receive. I believe. I remember. And I will not miss it again. Dove, and with that, your scroll is sealed. Your light is ignited. Your path is clear. And heaven is silent again, not because it's far, but because it's finished. Dove, you made it. You're ready. Now go. Live like you were sent by God. Because, you were. Of course, beloved. Let's carry this through to the sacred finish. Because your heart has stayed open longer than most, and that means heaven has one final reward for you. This last portion is no longer just a message. It's a divine activation. A holy declaration. It's not information anymore, it's transformation. So stay still. Just for a moment more. Let the words wrap around your spirit like a warm, ancient wind. Let your soul breathe. Because this last whisper from heaven is only heard by those who truly stayed with faith in their hearts. Archangel Michael is still near. He never left your side. Even now, he watches as you read these words, glowing in soft light, gently nodding, as if to say, yes. You're ready now. You've finally stepped into the truth. And the truth is this: you were always meant to know what happened last night. You were always meant to awaken in this very moment. You were always meant to feel this divine confirmation at the center of your being, that you are loved by God so deeply, so personally, that He paused the heavens just to send this to you. So here it is. The final prophecy that was kept hidden until the exact moment your soul said, yes. Last night, a spiritual agreement was rewritten in your favor. You may not have felt it in your body, but your soul did. An old chain, one tied to your name since birth, was broken. Quietly. Instantly. Eternally. The pain you've carried? The patterns you couldn't explain? The delay that haunted your progress? It's gone now. Gone like a vapor. Erased by the fire of divine decision. And this wasn't done by your effort. It was done by grace. Michael stood before God and said, they have tried long enough. Please, now it's time for ease. And God agreed. So from this moment on, ease will begin to enter your life. Not because the world will suddenly be perfect, but because you will no longer be afraid. Your mind will shift. Your spirit will lead. Your strength will come from surrender, not striving. This is the peace that only God can give. The one the world cannot take away. And listen closely now. You will start to feel joy again. Not the short-lived kind. Not the one that flickers and fades. But true joy, the kind that builds slowly and stays. The kind that surprises you when you wake up. The kind that makes your soul hum even when life isn't perfect. Because now your spirit remembers its assignment. And once a spirit remembers, nothing can confuse it again. The enemy lost you last night. That's why the darkness tried to make you tired today. That's why distractions pulled at you from every direction. That's why you almost didn't open this message. But you did. You listened. You stayed. You believed. And now you are about to receive. Michael says, mark this day. Heaven already has. From this moment forward, the momentum of miracles will increase. What once took years will now take days. What once felt impossible will now feel natural. What once seemed lost will now be returned. He also said something you must never forget. Tell them. I love them fiercely. I didn't protect them all this time just to leave them now. Yes, beloved. Michael loves you. The angels love you. But more than anything, God loves you. So let your walls down. Cry if you need to. Whisper if you can't shout. Dance in your room if joy hits you. Laugh out of nowhere. Let your body release what it's held too long. Because now, the battle is over. The storm has passed. And something new is beginning, inside you. You will no longer chase. You will no longer beg. You will no longer shrink. You will no longer doubt. You will rise. You will move. You will bloom. You will remember. Because your life, yes, your life, is about to become the very sign and wonder heaven spoke about last night. And when it happens, when the miracle unfolds in your very hands, when someone tells you, you won't believe what just came through for you. You'll smile softly. You'll breathe deeply. And you'll say, with a quiet joy in your heart, I knew. Michael told me. God told me. And I listened. Final whisper from heaven, you are safe. You are held. And you are never, ever alone again. Dove, it is finished. It has begun. And the angels are singing. Welcome to the life heaven always intended for you. Welcome home. Archangel Michael, speaking from the courts of light, with your name still glowing in the center of heaven. And the moment you choose to believe this, even just a little, heaven will move. Something in your atmosphere will break. You'll feel it. You may cry without knowing why. You may dream vividly. You may suddenly remember something you haven't thought of since childhood. That's the sign. That's how you'll know the scroll is being reopened. Dove and beloved, if you're still with me, this is your sign. Subscribe now. Not because I'm asking, but because heaven is marking who listened and who skipped. Dove, let me tell you a mystery. There is a place in heaven called the Room of Restoration. Very few are allowed to enter. But last night, your name was carried into it. And when the room opened, the light inside it bent toward your name. It glowed so brightly that even the angels couldn't look directly at it. And when God saw this, he said, the time has come. The delay is over. Now, this might be hard to hear, but the delay wasn't caused by heaven. It was caused by fear. By doubt. By the people around you who couldn't see your light. Who made you question your gift. Who told you you were too much, or not enough. But God never believed those lies. And now, He is removing those voices, one by one. In the coming days, watch closely. People will begin to reveal their true hearts. Secrets will come out. What was hidden will be exposed. Someone you trusted will show you a face you've never seen. And someone you barely noticed will surprise you with loyalty. This is part of the shift. Don't resist it. Let it happen. Because what's coming next requires a new circle. Michael says, I've already moved the obstacles. I've already cleared the road. But they must walk it. And you will. You were born for this. Every heartbreak, every delay, every loss, it was preparation. For this moment. For this revelation. For this divine recovery. Now breathe again. You're not crazy. You're remembering. So let's go deeper, beloved. Archangel Michael says, they don't even know what they carry. That's why the enemy attacked them so early in life. Yes, you. The battles you faced weren't because you were weak. It was the opposite. Darkness saw your light before you could even walk. They knew what was coming. They knew the fire planted in your soul. So they came early, through pain, through betrayal, through silence. But you're still standing. Which means, you won. Last night, the court of heaven reviewed your name. And what they saw, brought silence. Not the kind of silence that punishes, but the kind that honors. Because heaven is in awe of you. You survived things no one even knows about. You stayed kind when you could have turned cold. You kept giving even when they kept taking. You loved deeply, even when no one stayed to love you back. Heaven saw. Michael saw. And now, it's time to be rewarded. There is a reward scheduled for you. But here's the miracle, you don't have to earn it. You already did. Every time you forgave when you didn't have to, every time you stayed soft when you wanted to harden, every time you trusted even after being broken, that was the price. You paid it in tears. You paid it in silence. You paid it in nights when no one knew what you were going through. Now heaven says, deliver the reward. Immediately. Michael whispered to God, they're so tired. Please let me bless them sooner. Please don't make them wait anymore. And God replied, if they open their heart tonight, I will pour it all out. So here it is. Your moment. You're pouring out. But be warned, not everyone will understand what happens next in your life. Because when the blessings start falling, some will say you didn't deserve it. Some will accuse. Some will envy. But you? You must not shrink. Because you already did the work when no one was watching. And God doesn't need the world to approve what He ordains. You were not born to be quiet, hidden, small. You were born to shift generations. That's why the delay has felt unbearable, because your life is not average. And neither is your calling. Michael says, tell them the truth. Tell them what's about to arrive. So listen closely. I'm about to reveal something that only a few are ever shown. A delivery is coming. Within 21 days, a divine messenger will be released toward you. They may appear as a person, a letter, a dream, a phone call. It may seem like coincidence. But it won't be. Because what they carry is exactly what you've been praying for. And they've been trying to reach you for a long, long time. But something always blocked them. Fear. Delay. Timing. Or someone you trusted who silently redirected your miracles away from you. But not this time. This time, the door has been broken open. And the angels will not let anyone close it again. You must stay alert. Watch for patterns. Repeating numbers. People saying strange things. Dreams that come in two. These are the signs. And when you feel that shiver down your spine for no reason, know that Michael is near. He's preparing the way. The old you is dissolving. And the you that heaven designed is finally stepping into place. Still think this is just a message? Beloved, this is a prophetic confirmation. You're about to be placed where no one expected you. God is lifting you, quietly, powerfully, into positions where favor rains down. You may feel out of place at first. That's normal. You've been humble so long that blessing will feel uncomfortable. But receive it anyway. This is your inheritance. This is your restoration. This is the truth you were never supposed to forget. But Michael says, you almost did. That's why he cried last night. That's why the 7 angels stood in disbelief. Because you almost missed the truth of who you are. But heaven stepped in. Just in time. And now you know. You are not late. You are not broken. You are not forgotten. You are chosen. And before this message ends, one more truth. You were supposed to meet someone. Someone who mirrors your soul. Someone who's been carrying half of the light you were born with. They were kept away from you for a reason. The timing wasn't right. One of you wasn't healed. Or both. But the healing has been completed now. Heaven has cleared the blockages. And the path has been made straight. Watch carefully. Within the next 33 days, this person will either return, or appear. They will carry a story that sounds eerily familiar. They will speak of dreams they had that feel like yours. They will look at you like they've known you for lifetimes. Because they have. But you must trust your spirit, not your wounds. Don't push them away out of fear. Don't question what your soul already recognizes. This person is part of your restoration. Part of the promise. You'll know them not by how they look, but by how your soul exhales in their presence. Michael says, this is their time to love. For real this time. Now pause. Feel your heart. It's quieter now. That's peace. That's the holy presence settling over you. Dove, and if your heart is still open, I ask one last time, subscribe now. Because when this message ends, heaven will record who received it fully. And your scroll, your true life, will begin unfolding from that moment. Dove, so take a breath. What comes next is holy. Because this final part isn't just a message, it's a release. A spiritual unlocking. A divine seal breaking open that changes everything. Last night, as the heavens thundered with decisions and timelines, your soul stood on a ledge. Yes, your soul. Not your body. Not your mind. But the purest part of you, the eternal part, stood in a realm outside of time and made a choice. And you chose life. You chose to wake up. You chose to remember. That's why you're here. Because somewhere beyond this world, you chose to receive this truth. Michael says, they chose us. And now, we choose them back. And as those words echoed across the stars, a light began to move. It came from the east. Golden. Swift. Alive. A rushing wind made of color and sound. The 7 angels who witnessed last night's event stepped back in awe. Because that light carried something that hasn't been released to earth in a very long time. A divine reversal. Do you know what that means? It means every no spoken over your life, every door that slammed, every blessing that was blocked, every time you were told it wasn't for you, is about to become a yes. But not just any yes. A divine yes. A heaven-approved, irreversible yes. The kind that shatters curses, changes bloodlines, and rewrites the ending. God has said, enough. They've carried pain long enough. Now let the light find them. And so, the light is coming. It won't always look like light. It may come as endings. As goodbyes. As truths you didn't want to hear. But listen carefully, every one of those moments is part of your liberation. You are being cut free. From every tie that made you doubt. From every person who spoke against you. From every system that taught you to shrink. Because the truth? You were never small. You were never broken. You were never meant to live in fear. Michael says, tell them they are fire. Tell them they are thunder. Tell them they were made from the very breath of God. And so I'm telling you now. You are fire. You are the one your bloodline has been waiting for. The one who breaks patterns. The one who lifts the veil. The one who walks into the storm with angels at your side and says, it ends with me. But not only does it end with you, it begins with you too. The miracles coming are not just for you. They're for everyone connected to you. Children. Partners. Friends. People who haven't even entered your life yet. You are the portal. The opening. The one who said yes when everything tried to make you say no. That's why heaven loves you so much. That's why the angels are still watching, still circling, still singing over your name. And Michael? He hasn't left. Even now, he stands near you, sword in hand, eyes full of tears, whispering to God, they're getting it. They finally believe. Don't let the door close. Keep it open just a little longer. And God, in His mercy, replies, let it stay open for one more hour. Yes. That's what's happening right now. You have 1 hour from this very moment to speak the truth out loud. Say it with your own voice. Whisper it if you have to. But speak it. Say, I receive. I remember. I return to who I was made to be. And when you do, a sequence of miracles will begin. You'll notice little things first. A name will keep showing up. A door you thought was closed will crack open. An old pain will suddenly feel lighter. Your dreams will become messages. Your spirit will become louder than your fears. This is the unfolding. You're not waiting anymore. It's already begun. God says, because they believed, I will make them a sign. Others will look at their life and know I am real. That's your destiny, beloved. To be the evidence. To be the walking proof that even when it looks like nothing is happening, God is still working. And if your heart is still here, still beating faster than before, then here is your final instruction from Michael. Glowing star, don't tell everyone about this. This message was sacred. It wasn't for the crowd, it was for you. So protect it. Let it grow in silence. Glowing star, when the miracles come, and they will, just smile. You don't need to explain. Just know that heaven kept its promise. And so did you, by choosing to listen. Michael has one last message before this closes. He says, tell them I love them. Fiercely. Eternally. And I will guard their name with fire until the end of time. I swear this on the stars. And that, beloved, is not poetry. That is vow. Your time has come. Go forward now, not as who you were, but as who heaven always knew you were. The angels are rejoicing. The scroll has been sealed. Your miracle has been released. And heaven is watching, with pride in their eyes. You made it. Hey you, yes, you. The one reading this right now with your heart quietly asking, why does this feel like it's for me? You're not imagining it. Because the truth is, this message was waiting for you long before you even knew to look for it. God heard your name whispered in heaven last night. And now, the angels, 7 of them, are in complete shock. Because something happened, and you still don't know. They can't believe you didn't feel it. But heaven did. Michael did. And now, it's your last chance to hear it before everything changes. Love letter. Before we go further, stop scrolling and subscribe right now. Not for me, but for you. Because messages like this don't come every day. And if you leave now, you might never hear what heaven tried so hard to tell you. Subscribe now, and let God finish what He started in your life. Love letter. Now listen carefully, beloved. Archangel Michael is trembling as he speaks your name. Why didn't they feel it? Why didn't they wake up when I whispered into their dreams? He asked God. And God didn't answer, because He wanted you to ask the same question. Something unfolded in the night, a secret meeting, an ancient scroll, your name written in glowing script, but you didn't see it. You were supposed to. That moment was for you. But don't worry. Heaven still believes in second chances. That's why this message is here now. Because God has decided to give you one more window, just one, to see the truth. The 7 angels who stood around your destiny last night, Raphael, Gabriel, Uriel, Zadkiel, Chamuel, Jophiel, and of course Michael, were all given the same vision. Your timeline was split. One version of your future was stolen. Yes, stolen. And no one told you. But Michael tried. The dream you had last night that didn't make sense. The sudden memory that felt too real to ignore. That was him. He tried. But you skipped it. Or maybe you brushed it off like you always do. Don't cry now, beloved. This is not punishment. This is rescue. This is God stepping in before it's too late. Because if you knew what was written in the book of last night, your hands would tremble right now. A letter was sealed. A name was spoken. And a door, yes, a very old door, was unlocked. But it was only meant to stay open for one night. And sunrise is already creeping in. Archangel Michael says, the person who was meant to tell you this has already passed. But their voice was heard in the divine court yesterday. They screamed your name. They begged God to send this message. And now, here you are. If you're still listening, that means part of your soul remembers. Something is waking up. Your spirit is reaching through the layers of confusion and fear and silence that have wrapped around you like fog. But now, the fog is breaking. This is why the angels are in shock. Because someone tried to erase what you were meant to know. And you? You have no idea how close you came to forgetting everything. Michael says your soul was this close to being rewritten, but a divine override took place. And the price for it was enormous. One angel gave up his assignment for the next 13 years just to make sure you saw this. Still think it's a coincidence you're here? Do you feel that heaviness on your chest? That's not anxiety. That's the truth pressing itself into your being, because it knows time is running out. Michael says, God gave me just one chance to speak this. And if they ignore it again, the door will be shut, and even I won't be allowed to knock. Let me ask you something personal, even if it hurts. Why do you always skip the things that are actually meant for you? Why do you silence that voice inside you that says, wait, this is important? Heaven has been trying for years to show you what you forgot before you were born. Yes, you forgot. But God didn't. That's why this is your last chance. Tonight, someone will dream of you. Someone who has passed. Someone you love. Someone who never got to say goodbye. And their message is about what happened last night. They will appear with something in their hand. A folded paper. A glowing orb. A candle. Or a locked box. Whatever it is, remember it. Because that's what you were supposed to see before now. But they're coming again. And this time, you must be ready. Or the moment will vanish forever. Archangel Michael says, even the stars were rearranged last night for this message to reach them. So don't let it fall on deaf ears. This is not entertainment. This is a rescue. A recovery. A remembering. And now, pause. Take a breath. Ask yourself, why do I feel like crying? It's because your soul knows this is real. It's because something ancient inside you is stirring, something older than your name, something sacred, something divine. Michael says your name was written in fire on a golden cloth and laid at the feet of God last night. And God's reply was silence. Holy, radiant silence. That silence held a decision. And the decision was this: send them the message. One last time. Let their soul decide. Beloved, this is the time to decide. Keep listening. Subscribe now if your heart is racing. That's not fear, it's truth pulling you home. Last night, 7 angels were stationed around your home. You didn't see them. But they were there. Watching. Shielding. Weeping. One stood at your door. One hovered over your bed. 2 stood guard at your windows. And 3 more circled above, holding back something dark that was scheduled to arrive at midnight. But because you didn't know, you slept. And while you slept, something shifted. Archangel Michael says, they didn't skip because they were bad. They skipped because they were tired. But now, they are waking up. And this time, they must not miss the rest. The 7 angels weren't just there to protect you, they were witnesses. Witnesses to a heavenly decree made about your life. And the reason they're in shock is because the decree was ignored. You're probably asking now, what was the decree? What happened that was so urgent? The truth is heavy. But you're strong enough now. Last night, your life was split in 2 timelines. In one, you continue living unaware, trusting the wrong people, saying yes to the wrong things, tied to invisible chains. And in the other, you break free. You discover a truth that sets generations free. You see who you really are. You remember what they've tried to make you forget since childhood. That you're not small. That you're not broken. That your name is known in realms higher than you can imagine. God Himself said, if they listen tonight, I will restore what was stolen in the past 9 years. If they open their heart, I will return what the enemy buried. Yes, buried. Because what was taken from you wasn't lost. It was hidden. Under layers of confusion, heartbreak, false starts, betrayals. But not gone. Never gone. And last night, the scroll that holds that truth was unsealed. That's why Michael begged God for one more chance to speak. That's why the 7 angels are still in awe. Because your scroll, your divine script, was unlocked early. It wasn't supposed to be opened until a specific year. But heaven saw the delay. And God said, no more waiting. Let them have it now. But there's a cost to such a decision. And the cost is this: you must act. You must decide to believe that this message isn't random. You must choose to step forward even when it doesn't make full sense. Because if you hesitate again, that timeline you were meant to walk will be given to another. Yes, another soul. One who will carry the blessing if you keep rejecting it. That's not a threat, it's divine law. God never wastes what He designs. If you won't pick it up, someone else will. But God is giving you the first chance. Michael says your heart is racing because your spirit is remembering. That's why you're still here. Because even though your mind may doubt, your soul knows. You saw this moment long ago, before your birth. You agreed to receive it at the exact right time. And now, here it is. Let me tell you what else happened last night. A name was spoken over your life. Not your earthly name. Your eternal name. The one written in light. That name was spoken by someone who is no longer alive. Someone you love. They stood at the edge of heaven and asked God to let them speak. And for the first time in years, their voice was allowed to reach earth again. Their voice carried a secret you were never told. This person never stopped watching over you. They see everything. The moments you hide. The tears you won't let fall. The victories you never celebrate. They see how you've been surviving when you were called to live. And last night, they cried to God, please. Let them know. Let them wake up. Let them finally receive. You think all those times you felt goosebumps out of nowhere were just random? No. That was them. Watching. Whispering. Waiting. Michael says your story isn't ending. It's beginning. But it can't begin until you make one choice, to stop pretending you weren't chosen. Because you were. And everything around you has been echoing the same message for years. You just didn't recognize it. But now, the signs will be undeniable. Numbers, dreams, sudden memories, songs that feel like they were written for you. These are not coincidences. These are confirmations. And the moment you choose to believe this, even just a little, heaven will move. Something in your atmosphere will break. You'll feel it. You may cry without knowing why. You may dream vividly. You may suddenly remember something you haven't thought of since childhood. That's the sign. That's how you'll know the scroll is being reopened. Dove and beloved, if you're still with me, this is your sign. Subscribe now. Not because I'm asking, but because heaven is marking who listened and who skipped. Dove, let me tell you a mystery. There is a place in heaven called the Room of Restoration. Very few are allowed to enter. But last night, your name was carried into it. And when the room opened, the light inside it bent toward your name. It glowed so brightly that even the angels couldn't look directly at it. And when God saw this, he said, "The time has come. The delay is over." Now, this might be hard to hear, but the delay wasn't caused by heaven. It was caused by fear. By doubt. By the people around you who couldn't see your light. Who made you question your gift. Who told you you were too much, or not enough. But God never believed those lies. And now, He is removing those voices, one by one. In the coming days, watch closely. People will begin to reveal their true hearts. Secrets will come out. What was hidden will be exposed. Someone you trusted will show you a face you've never seen. And someone you barely noticed will surprise you with loyalty. This is part of the shift. Don't resist it. Let it happen. Because what's coming next requires a new circle. Michael says, "I've already moved the obstacles. I've already cleared the road. But they must walk it. And you will. You were born for this. Every heartbreak, every delay, every loss, it was preparation. For this moment. For this revelation. For this divine recovery. Now breathe again. You're not crazy. You're remembering. So let's go deeper, beloved." Archangel Michael says, they don't even know what they carry. That's why the enemy attacked them so early in life. Yes, you. The battles you faced weren't because you were weak. It was the opposite. Darkness saw your light before you could even walk. They knew what was coming. They knew the fire planted in your soul. So they came early, through pain, through betrayal, through silence. But you're still standing. Which means, you won.